the other receiver, Eric Hamill. Ball hits a high one, headed for Hamill, who picks it up at about the 17, but he dropped his knee. The ball will be spotted about the 18-yard line, where Daniel Hand will take over with the first possession of this game. Jerry, this is a beautiful night tonight after all the rain yesterday. The field is a little bit wet, but the temperature is about 60 degrees. The wind is dead calm. There's a full moon out.
Well, I know that I'm glad that it's not a torrential downpour. This is great football weather.
So Daniel Hand takes over from the 18-yard line. Matt Gentile over center, hands off the tailback, Scott Gumkowski. He's got about 2 yards across the 20, about the 21.
Well, what the Hand offense is doing right now, Ken, is they're coming out with their traditional I formation. They put in the split backs this week. The blocking assignments are basically the same, whether it's an I or split back formation. And I think you'll see them start off in the I, and then they're going to break into their split back formation.
Chris Dorez at fullback, Scott Gumkowski at fullback, Sean Lynch wide left, hand off to the first man. Dorez breaks a tackle, got a first down across the 30 to about the 31. First down for Hand.
Well, there's your 1-2 punch in the backfield. Over 3 games thus far, Chris Dorez has 290 yards, an average of 7.4 yards a carry, and Scott Gumkowski 442 yards, an average of 7.8 yards a carry.
Same formation, I formation. Sean Lynch put wide to the left, pitch to the right to Gumkowski, going over right tackle. He gains about a yard, and that's all. We'll try to pick up some of the rest of the linemen for Hand. Number 72 is Rob Mason. Number 8 going out of the game for this play is Scott Hevesy, who settles in the plays. Gentile rolling left, looking to throw it, got a man open, complete pass to Sean Lynch, sheds the tackler, and down the sideline across the 50. That should be a first down.
That was a great job of blocking on the corner by both backs that allowed Matt Gentile the time to get the ball to his receiver, and a super job of staying on his feet. That was a case where the defender just didn't wrap him up, and he was able to keep his balance and pick up the first down, because he didn't have the first down count when he was hit. Good second effort.
The ball is right at midfield. First down, Gentile rolling to the right. He's being pursued. Complete pass on the far side to Scott Hevesy. Breaks the tackle down the sideline. Still going down to about the 30. A good long gain.
Well, we talked about a 1-2 punch in the backfield. You've got a tremendous 1-2 punch in receivers in Scott Hevesy and also Sean Lynch. What we saw that time was a sprint out to the right after a sprint out to the left. Same blocking on the offensive line, same good solid protection by Chris Dorez and Gumkowski blocking on the corner.
Mike Richards brings in a play, plays tight end. First down for Hand. Hand off to Gumkowski. He breaks a tackle, breaks another one. Still on his feet, almost to the 25. Looks like somebody spotted about the 26. Almost a 5-yard gain, so Hand is chewing up some yardage, Jerry.
And what they're doing is they're isolating on the end. That time they had the fullback, Chris Dorez, kick out the end, and Scott cut in right off Chris's block.
We're early in the first quarter, no score yet. This is the first possession by Hand, who has taken it down the field, down to the 26. Second down and about 6. And off this time to Dorez, and Dorez breaks tackles. He should have a first down across the 20.
Now what we saw, Kent, for the first time was that split back formation I was telling you about. That's a near give, where it's a dive to the back, which is sort of an angle inside the tackle. And what they want to do is they want to get a quick hitter. And the guy that's so good at that quick hitter is Chris Dorez. He's so quick off the blocks that he hits the hole even before the defensive line are moving. And I think you're going to see Chris get in the secondary a lot on that play.
First down for Hand. Tim Hevesy is at center. And off this time to Chris Dorez. A flag is thrown as the play gets underway. That play is probably going to be brought back.
know, Hans moving him out a little bit on the line. Last year, the lawmen, Ted, I don't you know this, but they had 2 All-State linemen last year, and they both graduated. So there are some holes to be filled on that lawman defensive and offensive line, and right now I think we're seeing them take advantage of that.
Did you see what that penalty was, Jerry?
No, I didn't.
That play is brought back and is a penalty against Hand. The play now will be run from about the 23, first down and 15. Pass play to the left side, Hevesy. Hevesy breaks the tackle. He's inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line, and that's close to first down. Looks like it's about a yard short. Ball is at the 7. Daniel Hand right down the field. First down, goal to go at the 7-yard line.
Well, they're bringing in one of their blocking backs, Greg DeConcilia, so...
DeConcilius is in at fullback, Gumkowski at tailback, Matt Gentile at quarterback, Scott Hevesy split wide to left. Hand off to Gumkowski running over right tackle. Gains a little bit of yardage inside the 5 to about the 4.
Well, they stacked it up, but it was good enough for a first down. And again, Hand's offensive line is moving them out.
That will bring up second down and goal to go at about the 4. Actually, it looks like from here, maybe closer to the 3. Number 80 is split wide to the right. That's Peter McGrath, who in the Xavier game blocked a punt that resulted in a quick score, and a slant in to the right side, aim for McGrath, incomplete pass.
Third and 4. What do we got?
Third down, goal to go at about the 3. Into the game is number 5, Mike Burrill, who is at the tailback position. And it's a keeper by the quarterback, Matt Gentile, running around the right side. He's held out of the end zone. He gets in about the 1. And that's going to bring up 4th and goal. Looks a little less than a 1 yard to go.
And that was a good job by the Law defense. The linebacker scraped off tackle, and they were right there to make the play without being in the end zone.
So they need to punch it in the end zone on this play, or Law gets the ball back. Gentile hands off to Burrill, who goes forward and should have it. No signal yet.
So it was a power eye to the right.
There's a touchdown.
Hand's been very successful so far all season with that power eye to the right. I don't think they've been stopped yet, Kent. When they've needed at least a yard or two, that's been able to do it for them.
Mike Burrill carries the ball into the end zone for the first score of this game with 6:52 left, first quarter. The conversion try by Sean Lynch coming up. The holder is Matt Gentile. The snapper is Tim Hevesy. Good snap, good placement. Kick is up, no good. Kicked off to the left. Daniel Hand continues to lead 6-0. Hand is set to kick off. Sean Lynch has the ball teed up at the 40. Mike Burrill scores his second touchdown of the season on a power eye, driving it into the end zone for the first score. It's a low bouncer by Lynch, picked up at the 20, run right up the middle, and it's going to be returned across the 30 to about the 32, 33.
You know, I want to thank Kent, the Cat Stats, Ken Conlin, for giving us stats. One interesting stat is that so far opponents have not scored against Hand in the first quarter.
All right, we'll see if we can maintain that. Daniel Hand grounded out. There's 6:35 left in the first quarter, leading 6-0, and handed off to the tailback, and a good gain, tackled by Matt Gentile at the 40-yard line, a gain of about 8.
Kent, the Lawmen, as we said at the outset, are a very physical team. They don't do a lot of fancy stuff. They run a two tight end offense with a wing tee, and what they like to do is run right at you. A lot of trapping, and that time what they did is they had a trap on the tackle, and that opened it up for them.
This time, Law comes out in a split backfield, man in motion, and handed off to the tailback, and he's tackled after a short gain. Tim Cunningham in on the tackle. It's going to be close to a first down, maybe just short.
It's third and one.
Calling the defensive signals for a hand is co-captain Chris Dorez in the middle of the line. I'll see if I can get the number. 76, Mike Anderson is at one tackle. '78, Tim Hevesy is a defensive end. Handed off, plunged right up the middle. That should give him a first down.
And,
and
the Lawmen got off on a quick count that time, Kent. The defensive line really wasn't set when the ball was snapped. That was a good job by the Lawmen to get out to the line of scrimmage real quickly and get that ball snapped before Hand's defense was set up. I think that was just the edge that they needed to get that first down.
Mike Anderson made the tackle, but first down is picked up. Other defensive players, they're in their familiar 4-4. Number 76, Mike Anderson, Greg DeConcilius on one side, Joel Donnelly playing a defensive tackle. On the corners are Tim Cunningham and Rob Zima. First down for Law at the 45, just short of the 45. And off over the left side, and a good hit. That time, number 36 right in there, Tom Malik from the linebacker position. Gained about a yard.
That was a great job by Tom Malik. He kept his shoulders square line of scrimmage. He scraped off tackle and made the hit. That time, the tackles, Kent, were slanted inside. Their stance was actually slanted inside. And what they're trying to do is stuff that middle with the 4-4. You've got four linebackers giving you some coverage behind. They're trying to stuff that middle, allowing the linebackers to make the play.
There is an opening in the middle of the defensive line for Hand, but this time a good run over the left side and a pretty good gain by Lawman, finally tackled by Matt Gentile after a gain sufficient to get a first down for the Lawmen, taking the ball down to the 43.
One of the problems when you're slanting inside like that, if your linebacker gets blocked on the outside, it will leave you a big hole.
Also on the defensive line is Matt Soper, number 57. And it's three deep. Gentile in the middle. And it's a run up the middle to the left side and carried for about 7 yards, it looks like. Tackled down there by Cunningham and Mike Anderson.
I don't know if you noticed at that time, Kent, but Chris Dorez was a lineman. It looked like, I'm not sure about our vantage point up here, but it looked like he was lined up in the nose position right on the offensive center. He was in a 4-point stance as a lineman. He likes playing wherever he is. He just likes playing football, I think.
So the Lawmen are moving the ball, about a 7-yard gain, 2nd and 3. The ball at the 36. And off to the right side and up the middle and taken near the 30-yard line. Tackle there by Gentile and Chris Holt. Matt Gentile's making too many tackles so far, Jerry.
Yeah, he is. And you never want to see your safety in on that many tackles, because obviously what that means is the backs are getting into the secondary. What they've got to do is stuff it up front so that your secondary doesn't have to come up and make the play.
Ryan Dorez is one of the deep men. The other is Peter Lawler and Matt Gentile in the middle, playing a 4-4-3. And this play is Matt right at the line of scrimmage, goes forward for a yard or so. Matt Soper, Mike Anderson in on the tackle. That play gained close to 2.
That's what we're talking about, Kent. What you've got to do is stuff it up front. That was a good job by Mike Anderson. He made some penetration, fought off the block, and made the hit in the backfield.
So the ball is now at about the 28 for the Lawmen. 2.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Hand is leading 6-0, and the snap was dropped, and Chris Dora is right on top of the quarterback.
Third and 9.
Well, you have a very aggressive lawman team, but they're a young team, and sometimes with a young team, you'll have mistakes. That time there was a miscue with the center and quarterback, and that could be a very important miscue because that brings up a third down, and we may see the lawman stall on offense if Hand can hold.
Third down and about 9.
And we have an official timeout, probably equipment problem. Very short timeout. They're back in action.
That was merely a tackle that had his pads off center a little bit. Third down and 9.
Well, that happens to tackles.
Handed off over the left side, and good place to run. And Law takes it for a first down plus another 5 yards. Finally tackled by Matt Gentile again. And Gentile, the safety, the deep man, is in on a lot of tackles, which means that they're not being stopped at the line.
I don't know. I didn't see him. There was nowhere to be found.
Slide down here. Slide down here.
First down for the Lawmen at about the 15. Run over the left side again, and a gain of 3 or 4. Tackle over there by Rob DeZima, first man that made contact, and we're inside of 1 minute left first quarter. Hand is leading 6-0, but the Lawmen are moving the ball.
And they're moving the ball where some of the other teams have had success moving the ball, outside the ends. Han is working with some ends that really haven't had a lot of experience at end. They're doing a good job, but they also need some help from the linebackers outside.
2nd and 5 at the 10-yard line. And run off the left side again. And Tim Hevesy messes the play up, and Rob DeZima, Matt Gentile clean up the tackle. We're inside of 10 seconds, so that should be the last play of the first quarter, with Daniel Hand leading 6-0. And they won't get this play off before the quarter ends. That was a rapid first quarter, Jerry. They kept the ball on the ground, and the clock continued to roll.
And the field is sloppy, so you're not going to see a lot of fancy things here tonight. But also the lawmen like to run the ball right down your throat, a little smash mouth football, and that's ball control football too. It'll run a lot of time off the clock. You don't want to get behind against a team like Jonathan Law.
We will be back very shortly for the beginning of quarter number 2. As we begin the second quarter, Jonathan Law has the ball at the 9-yard line, third down and about 4.
Third and 4.
And off to the right side and breaks up the middle, and a good gain and touchdown, Jonathan Law. Matt Gentile almost made a tackle at about the 3 or 4, but he bounced off and carried into the end zone. That ties the game with the conversion try coming.
And he's the back that did the most damage on that drive, Kent. He's very quick on his feet. He makes a lot of cuts on the inside, and he's the guy they're going to have to stop tonight.
So Jonathan Law on their first possession takes it all the way down the field. Conversion try coming. Snap back, placement down, kick is up, kick is good. Jonathan Law takes the lead, 7-6 on the first play of the second quarter. Jonathan Law will kick off back to Hand. Sean Lynch is back deep along with Eric Hamill. And the first quarter was consumed by 2 long drives, one by each team. The kick is going fairly short, picked up at the 20-yard line and run back. Good return. And that was Hamill who returned the ball across the 35 to about the 37. Jerry, we're not going to get a lot of scoring in this game if each team only touches the ball once in a quarter.
Well, that's a good point. Of course, it is still early in the game, and if Hand can get this offense opened up a lot, a little bit more than we've seen thus far, we'll see some scoring.
Two men split wide to the right for Hand, and hand off the middle. Chris Dorez bulls his way forward about 4 yards, across the 40.
And I think what we're seeing right now, Kent, versus last week against Xavier, is we're seeing the ball being handled pretty equally between both backs. Last week was kind of featuring Scott Gumkowski, who's a fine back, but Chris Dorez is a good back too, so it's nice to see both of them carrying the ball equally.
And Mike Burrell is in the tailback position. Gentile looking to the right sideline. Incomplete pass in and out of the hands of Sean Lynch.
Well, there was good coverage that time. The defender wasn't able to touch the ball at all, but what he did do is he was able to shield Sean's vision so that the ball bounced right off his shoulder pads.
We might add that this field is not real well lighted, as you can tell from the shadows here. Incomplete pass, so it'll bring up third and about 5. Gentile back looking to throw again. He's aiming this time, incomplete pass, almost intercepted. Looking for Sean Lynch, incomplete pass, and will be in a punt formation.
That time, the quarterback and the receiver's timing was off. The ball was in the air before Sean made his cut, and he made his cut to the outside. The ball was thrown way to the inside and almost intercepted. So that was very, very fortunate on Hand's part, because that ball could have gone all the way for a touchdown.
Fourth down at the 42-yard line. Sean Lynch back in punt formation, and Law sends 3 men back to receive. The ball is bounced back to Lynch. He hits a line drive out of there, and it hits and rolls, and it goes down to about the 23-yard line. That was almost touched by some Law people.
Yes, you're right. And if it was touched, that's a live ball.
Jerry, if you'll notice, beyond where the huddle is here, the moisture in the grass is creating a little low fog hanging right over the grass here.
Just like Chicago.
Jonathan Law takes over at the 23. With 10 and a half minutes left in the second quarter, and Law is leading by 1 point, 7-6. Run over the left side, and is met by Chris Dorez in the hole.
Well, in Law's first series, they seem to be able to exploit that off-tackle play. If Hand could shut down that off-tackle play, I think they're really going to make things difficult on Law, because I don't believe they have a good air attack.
Joel Donnelly and Mike Anderson are the 2 defensive tackles on the defensive line in the middle. This time swinging to the left side, Greg Deacon-Silius in on the tackle, and a gain of 3 or 4 yards. That will bring up third down about 4.
And this is a big third down play, because if they can stop him right here, Hand's going to get the ball back in very, very good field position. So this is a real key defensive play for the first half right now, Ken.
The 2 rovers or corners for Hand are Rob DeZima on the near side, Tim Cunningham on the far side. Third and about 4 for the Lawmen. And it's handed off the left side. A flag is thrown. The play is stacked up near the 30. The flag was thrown in Jonathan Law's backfield.
That was a nice job on the corner that time by outside linebacker Rob DeZima to keep his shoulders square, fight off the block, and make the stop. And he made the stop for no gain.
So they would probably decline that to bring up fourth down, wouldn't they, Jerry?
That's exactly right. Because it'll force Law into a punting situation, and Hand's going to get the ball back in good field position.
So the play was stacked up at the 30-yard line. Jonathan Law in punt formation. Hand sends Ryan Dorez back and Peter Lawler. And the kicker is aiming for the far sideline, is going to hit and roll. It crossed the 50 at about the 47 where it goes out of bounds. Good field position for Hand. 47 and 48. We have 8:45 left before halftime. And off to the first man this time. That should be Dorez. Takes it right to midfield. Gains only a couple of yards. Number 80 for Hand. Peter McGrath brings the play in. And Mike Richards goes out. Matt Gentile all the way at quarterback. Chris Dora the fullback. Scott Gumkowski at tailback. Gentile rolling right, looking to throw, overthrown, incomplete pass. Looking for Sean Lynch on the right sideline.
That time defensively, Kent, for the lawmen, they had a blitz on to try to put some pressure on the quarterback. I think they are anticipating a passing situation. Even if it wasn't a passing situation, what they want to do is make some things happen in the backfield. They weren't able to get to the quarterback that time, Matt Gentile, but I think he could feel the pressure also from the backside.
And on that play, Scott Gumkowski comes up limping. Will go out for at least a play, but he went out on his own power. Brings up a third down and about 8 at midfield. Mike Brill in at tailback. Gentile looking to throw. Throws across.
Wide
a
open.
Complete pass to Scott Hevesy, and Hevesy fights his way forward to the 31. That's complete pass. First down.
Nice blocking on the corner by Doris and Baril. Baril was blocking a guy about twice his size and bounced off him, but it was good enough to keep him from getting to the quarterback, and it was a nice pattern run by Hevesy. He was wide open, and Matt put it right in there.
And a gain of about 16 or 17 yards. First down for Hand at the 31. Brill swinging wide to the right and takes it across the 30 to about the 29. Behind the blocking of Rob DeZima, number 58. Mike Richards, number 90, is in at tight end. Number 72 for Hand in the line is Rob Mason. Chris Dorez is out. Greg DeConcilius is in at fullback. Tim Hevesy over the ball at center. Gentile swinging left, going to keep it. He's got a little crease, but not a lot. Gains about 3 yards. Takes it to about the 27.
And that was a designed sprint out keeper by the quarterback. There was no intention of throwing the ball that time, Kent. He cut right inside of DeConcilius's block and was able to pick up a couple yards, but he obviously would have liked to have been able to be sprung for a few more.
That brings up a third down and a long 5. Brill still in at tailback. Scott Hevesy motion to the right. Gentile rolling right, looking to throw, and it's an incomplete pass. Sean Lynch makes a dive for it, but cannot catch it. Fourth down coming up for Hand. Fourth and 5 for Hand, and they will go for it on fourth down. Split backfield, 2 receivers to the right. Hevesy and Lynch to the right. Gentile straight back, looking to throw across the middle. In and out of the hands of Tim Cunningham. Incomplete pass. That was a fourth down play, so Jonathan Law gets the ball back.
That's too bad that Cunningham wasn't able to hold on to the ball, too, because he would have made the reception good enough for a first down. He knew where he had to go to make that first down, and that's important, too, and that shows that he's done this before, because a mistake that they many times will make is they don't make their break until they're prior to the first down marker.
Jonathan Law gets the ball back at the 27, first down. run to the right this time and gains a couple of yards.
Do all right, though.
Ball to 29, second down and 8 coming up. About 6 minutes left before halftime. Jonathan Law is leading 7-6 against the Han Tigers. Hand off this time to the right, and that play is not going to get much. On the bottom of that tackle is number 57, Matt Soper.
And those two plays, Kent, back to back, that left-hand side of the defensive line is doing a good job of stuffing the play.
They're down and about 6. Split backfield for Law, tight formation. And play is run to the left side. A flag is thrown. The ball is carried to the 40, which would give Law a first down pending what the call is.
I think it's going to go against the lawman, Kent. That was a very, very quick snap, and I think there was, oh, there's holding.
Holding call against Law. That play will come back.
That's an even bigger penalty.
They did make the first down on it, so that will put them back in a hole a bit. Co-captain Chris Dorez is getting the options explained to him. Tim Hevesy back in the game.
And that's what Han needed, Kent, with a little over 5 minutes left in the half. This is going to put the lawman in a real hole. And if Han can hold on this third down, they're going to get the ball in good field position again.
The deep men for Han are Matt Gentile in the middle. On the far side is 82 Peter Lawler. On the near side is Ryan Dorez. The corners are manned by Rob DeZima and Tim Cunningham. Chris Dorez in the middle. That play is a trick play, and the man had a knee down at about the 12-yard line. Is that going to be a quick punt?
It was either going to be a quick punt or they were looking to do some sort of a flea flicker play. He went in motion and he went very, very deep. So it could have been either.
Regardless, the deep man for Law fumbled the pitch and went down on a knee, so they will punt out 4th and long. It's kicked high in the air, and it's aimed for 22, who brings it back, Eric Hamill. So they not only get the ball back, but excellent field position. 4.5 minutes left before the half.
They actually get the ball back right about where Jonathan Law would have had their first down.
The ball about the 33. Scott Hevesy lined up in a slot. Sean Lynch, wide right. Mike Burrell, tailback. Chris Dorez gets the ball at fullback position. Forward for 4 or 5 yards across the 30.
Yeah, that was some real hard running by Chris Dorez. There wasn't a real big hole opened up for him, but he was carrying 2 or 3 people through the line of scrimmage with him and just keeping his legs pumping. Good job by Chris Dorez.
Jerry, I've noticed that Scott Gumkowski has not been back in the game since he limped off.
Well, he has had some ankle problems in the past. I hope it's not serious.
This time, Greg Deaconcilius carries the ball to the 25. Gains about 3.
Griffin on the tackle. 3rd and about 3.
That will bring up 3rd down and about 3 to go.
Turn that down a little bit.
Third and 3 for Han. Matt Gentile in all the way at quarterback. Chris Dorez at fullback, and Dorez gets the ball again. Straight forward near the 20. And that probably is enough for a first down, depending on where they mark it. Maybe not. They didn't give him much forward progress.
Well, they had a good offensive surge by the offensive line. It's very, very close. It's going to call for a measurement. And this is a very important first down that they need. They still have another opportunity to get that first down.
The ball is at about the 23, so they're deep enough that Hand would go for it on fourth down, even if they didn't make it.
You know what I'm surprised about, Kent? Hand went into that split back field for a couple of plays, and it seemed to be working for them. Yet they, so far in the second quarter, they've been in their basic I formation and haven't gone to the split backfield since the first quarter.
The measurement shows that about 3/8 of an inch short. So fourth down coming up and very short. Into the game for Hand with the play is Eric Hamill. Fourth and short for Hand. Chris Dorez at fullback. And the ball is to Dorez, who lunges forward, and that should be enough for a first down.
But all depends where they mark his forward progress. It was stacked up. There was a little bit of a surge by the line, and a little second effort, he may have that first down. They're going to have to measure it again.
So the six come in for the second play in a row, and this was a big one for Ham because that was a fourth down play.
Wave that magic wand of yours, Kent. Give him that first down.
He's got it. I thought he had it. Yes, he
First
had it.
down. Not by a whole heck of a lot.
It was closer than I thought it was going to be. First down for Hand.
Well, what did Vince Lombardi say? Football's a game of inches. That was less than an inch.
Fractions of inches. 2.5 minutes left in the first half, and Hand is trailing by 1 point against the Lawmen of Milford. And up this time to Eric Hamill, who cuts over the left side, takes it to the 20.
That time there was some nice misdirection. It was a fake to the right side of the line and reversing to number 22 off the left side of the line.
A gain of about 3. Ball is on the 20-yard line. We're inside of 2 minutes left before halftime. Quick slant in pass to the left, complete pass to Sean Lynch, and a good gain. That's a first down plus another 8 yards.
You know, Sean Lynch is doing a good job. Statistically, coming into this game, he had 7 catches for 158 yards, 22.6 yards a catch. You know, 22.6 yards a catch in high school is some decent distance. That time he was wide open on that slat-in pattern, which can be a very scary pattern because if your defender is covering it well, he can get right between you and the quarterback and pick that ball off.
We have a break in the action with 1:45 left before halftime. That first down for Hand, as near as we can tell, is about the 5-yard line. So first and goal for Hand. It's a first down at about the 5-yard line.
Power I formation to the right, Kent.
Strong right, and it's run right, and a wedge toward the right, inside the 5 to about the 3. That's Mike Burrell carrying the ball.
From the 4-yard line.
And you know, so far tonight, the Lawmen have done a pretty good job stuffing that off-tackle hole. Hand has had tremendous success
137 left in the half.
all year and in previous years with that off-tackle hole, with the toss play, and also with that power eye. And the Lawmen have really shut that down tonight so far.
That's that play that everybody knows is coming. Let's see you stop it. And Jonathan Law did stop that play. About a 2-yard gain. We have a timeout before the next play.
Of course, the real key is doesn't matter whether they know it's coming, it's execution, and they've been executing well, but Jonathan Law has got some tough kids down there, and they're able to ward off some of those blocks and stuff it.
They've gone away from the power eye this time. Sean Lynch looks to the left, and Gentile looking to throw across the middle, and it's high. Had a man open in the end zone.
Third and goal.
Incomplete pass. Aimed for Tim Cunningham. Brings up third down and goal for Ham.
Well, we've got 4 yards to go, Kent. I think we're going to see some more sprint out action.
Both Hevesy and Lynch roll wide to the left, and also Burrell. Timeout, Jonathan Law, before that play gets off.
Well, what they
Hand had trips to the
That's
left.
exactly right. They had trips to the left, and Law's defense was not in the proper configuration.
Hevesy, Sean Lynch, all to the right, one man behind quarterback, and Gentile rolling right, throwing right. Incomplete pass.
Fourth and goal.
Looked like he caught the ball. What they're saying is that he trapped the ball. The ball hit the ground first.
So that was Eric Hamill who caught it on a short hop. Fourth down coming up.
I don't see any T's on the field, Kent.
And will go for the touchdown on fourth down. Three receivers to the right again. And another timeout by Jonathan Law. Torres, fullback, Gentile throwing in the end zone, and incomplete pass. Jonathan Law takes over the 4-yard line.
124 left in the half.
So they come up empty inside the 5-yard line.
They do, and there's an awful lot of field for Jonathan Law to traverse with only about a minute and a half left. But it is a moral victory for Jonathan Law, because that's your old goal line defense, and they were able to stop Hand on 4 downs and keep him out of the end zone. So they're going to go in at halftime regardless of what happens with a little more victory.
3 men in the backfield for Law. And it's run right up the middle and wedged out across the 5 to about the 6 or 7.
Foul carried by Bennett.
Tackled by Greg
4-yard
Deacon.
gain.
Clock continues to run. We're down to 1:05 left in the first half.
And I don't think you'll see Jonathan Law call any timeouts, Kent. They're two tight end offense. They run it right down your throat, and they're not very fancy. But there you go. They're calling a timeout.
Timeout Law.
So Law did stop the clock. Brings up second and about 6. Good tackle by Hand. Tim Cunningham playing the corner position on the far side.
So I'll tell you, that timeout will backfire, because now that brings a third down. They're backed up to their 5-yard line, so Hand may have a chance to get the ball back now. There you go. Hand's calling a timeout.
And it's handed off up the middle, and gain up close to the 10-yard line.
Game about 5, but that's still going to bring up a 4th down play, and they're going to be punting inside the end zone.
The clock is running. We're down to 30 seconds.
Yeah, punting inside the goal line. I wonder if Hand's going to put on a return, or if they're going to try to block that kick. You know, they block that kick and it goes out the end zone. That's a safety, and it's 2 points. That's as good as a conversion.
The referee is watching the clock, and he throws a flag with 6 seconds left in the half. So Jonathan Law took the penalty, delay of game.
Now what that'll do is it'll bring the ball back to the 5-yard line, and that's going to push the punter. His back's going to be against the wall. I think Hand's going to put a rush on right now. I don't think they're going to go for the return. I think they're going to go after the ball and make something happen.
Hand's 2 return men are between the 35 and 40, but there's only 6 seconds left.
Back to punt.
Law's punter is deep in the end zone. And he drops the snap, but he still gets it out. and it's fielded and down at the 34. And that will run out the first half.
Just Law ahead.
Law?
James kicking off.
Sean Lynch hits a bouncer, picked up at the 15. Returned up the middle, tackled about the 30.
It's a return by Mike Kimberly to the 30-yard line.
Well, Kent, in the first half, there was a definite lack of enthusiasm on the part of the hand-high football players, offensively and defensively. Let's see how they come out initially on defense in the second half. See if they can stuff the Lawmen and come right back down the field.
I think I've seen it before, Jerry, that when a game is delayed a day, they don't play with the same crispness as they might have played if they played Friday night. But Daniel Hand is 1 point behind. And it's handed off to the left side, and a good game for Jonathan Law up to about the 36.
Well, that was an off-tackle trap for the lead blocker, and they were able to open up that hole and pick up some good yardage.
A little over 6-yard gain. Takes the ball to the 37. I noticed the referee is wiping the ball off after every play. It is damp, and there's a little fog hanging off right over the field. Second down, about 3 for Jonathan Law. 3 men set deep for Law. And it's handed off to the first man through, and he is stood up by Matt Gentile.
And Matt Gentile came in from a safety position, Kent, playing another inside linebacker position, and he was right there to make the play. And that was a good stop because it looks like they may be short of the first down.
Also in that tackle is Mike Udacek. We haven't mentioned his name before tonight, but he's in the game right now. 35.
Well, he's captain of the wrestling team this year as a senior. He took last year off, and he missed the whole preseason, so his timing is going to be a little bit off right now.
Third down and short. And it's run right up the middle, and it's stacked up right near the...
I don't think he got the first down, Kent. He ran into a brick wall that time. I think it's going to be fourth down. It's going to force him to punt.
Udacek off of the bottom of the file. Chris Holt off the bottom of the file, and he had to cross the 40 to get a first down, and it doesn't look like he has it.
Yeah, they're definitely going to have to punt the ball.
Well, they're going to measure it first. If the chains match the yard line,
well, that's
it looks
true.
like he's short.
That's a good point. It all depends on how they engineered these lines on the field. And if they do punt, I think we're going to see an aerial attack. We were talking to one of the assistant coaches at halftime, and Jonathan Law has had an 8-man front really stuffing the ball defensively, but they've only had 3 deep. And so I think what we're going to see in the second half is we're going to see the ball in the air, and they're going to challenge the Lawmen's secondary in the second half.
So the yard markers and the chains matched, and they come up about 6 inches short. Fourth down for Jonathan Law at the 40. You just put these back on, didn't you? Fourth down for Jonathan Law.
Well, now we see if we can get this offense cranked up tonight. They were a little lethargic in the first half. We're going to see the ball put in the air, and if they can move the ball in the air a little bit, that's going to really loosen up that 8-man front.
No, looks like
they're going for it.
Or maybe they're going to sit there and try to draw a hand offside. The quarterback keeps the ball. First down, he does cross the 40.
First down.
Well, he was definitely stopped, Kent, but he was able to find just a little bit of a hole to slither through to get that first down.
So
he was stopped on the line of scrimmage.
Gain him about a yard. Jonathan Law is successful in picking up the first down. 10 minutes left, third quarter. Law is leading by 1 point, 7-6. Law with 3 men set deep, and quarterback hands to the man swinging to the right, and tackled by 68. That's Joel Darnley.
Great job by Joel to get into the backfield and sniff out that ball, because that they were showing misdirection. That was a counter where 42 came back and picked up the ball going around the other way. Joel was right in position, did a good job of making the play behind the line of scrimmage.
Joel Donnelly, one of the defensive tackles in the middle of the line. He and number 76, Mike Anderson, are the two down men right in the middle. Second down, 11. And handed off up the middle. Chris Dorez in on the tackle.
I think that was also Joel Donnelly again.
And also Chris Holt. So a gain of only a yard or so. Brings up third and almost 10. We happen to have a light pole right directly in our line of vision here, Jerry. You look on one side of it and I'll look on the other.
We've got a lot of things in our line of vision tonight.
9 yards to go for the lawman. 3 men in the backfield. And they're going to run it. And a good gain, a first down for the lawman. Gained about 13 yards. Finally tackled by the secondary. Cunningham and Lawler came over to stop that play. But Hand gave up a big run on third down.
And they're doing in the second half what they did in the first half. Tackle to tackle, they're trapping and running the ball right at you. And that time, you're right, they open up a...
Started the 45-yard line. We have an official timeout. First down for the lawmen after a brief break to adjust some of the pads for one of the lawmen backfield men. Swing to the left this time, and that play is stacked up. Tim Hevesy messed up the play, and it's finished off by 36, who's Tom Malik, linebacker.
Good play by Hevesy and Udacek. Hevesy was the first man there, and Udacek came in and finished him off. Good job on that corner of the defense.
Matt Soper back in the game. Greg DeConcilius back in. DeConcilius and Soper are playing the two corners. 5-man front shown by Hand.
Hand only has 2 deep right now, Kent.
Quarterback inside handoff, swinging to the left, and a good gain. Tackled, low hard tackle by
That was Udacek again.
Udacek.
And he saved a big gainer, because if Udacek wasn't there, Kent, he would have broke it for a big gainer. Udacek is a pretty quick guy. He's used to moving around real quickly on the mat, and he's moving pretty quickly on the field, too.
In the middle of the line, linebacking Chris Dorez and Tom Malik. Quarterback looking to throw this time for Law. Throw across the middle and intercepted by Tim Cunningham. And we'll bring it back to about the 37.
Tim made a nice break on the ball. One of the things you want to teach your defenders to do is watch the quarterback. He was laying deep, good coverage. He pulled in front and was wide open for that interception. Good job by Cunningham.
Clean interception by Tim Cunningham. Daniel Hand gets the ball back with 6:17 left, third quarter. Jonathan Law continues to lead, 7-6.
Now let's see if they open it up in the air, Ken. First play from scrimmage.
2 receivers split wide to the right and hand it off to the tailback, Mike Burrell, who breaks 1 tackle, gains about 5.
I think they want to lull Jonathan Law into a false sense of security, see? Let them think they're going to run the ball. Now they're going to put it in the air, Ken.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that, though.
That was a good gain on first down, 5 yards. Scott Hevesy splits to the right, Don Lynch to the left. High formation. Handed off off to Burrell again, and he takes it right to the 45. Gain of about 2.
Again, we haven't seen Scott Gumkowski in the game in the second half, have we, Kent?
No, don't believe so. Third down and about 3 for Hand. Gentile pitches left, and that's number 22. He's got a first down plus 3 or 4. 22 is Eric Hamill.
And that was good blocking on that left-hand line. They pull the guard, they kick out, and they have it back leading the play, toss left, open up a good hole. And they're in law territory now.
Hand is making good yardage in the middle of the field, but they stalled down near the goal line the last time. First down, just across midfield, 49. Scott Hevesy in motion. Gentile rolling right, looking to throw. Complete pass to Sean Lynch down to the 43, 42. Sean Lynch makes the catch for about a 7-yard gain.
You know, I think that's his 3rd or 4th catch of the evening. He had 7 coming into this game over 3 games, and I think he's picked up about 3 or 4 tonight.
So good gain on first down, 2nd and 3. Lynch goes to the left. Scott Hevesy in the slot right. Gentile first man through, and Chris Diaz bowls his way forward. First down, almost to the 35, about the 36. He got his first down plus another 3.
That's a real quick hitting play that gives to the fullback between the guard and tackle. And as we said before, Chris is very explosive out of the starting blocks. He really hits the hole very, very fast, not allowing the defensive linemen to be able to make a move against pressure, because what the defensive linemen do is they feel pressure, they read pressure, and then they fight into the pressure. They didn't have enough time to read the pressure that time.
Deacon Silius and Burrell in the backfield. Burrell gets the ball. Gain of only about a yard to the 35. Eric Hamill back in the game, bringing in a play. Burrell out. Mike Richards out. Tim Hevesy all the way at offensive center. Rob DeZima, right guard. Number 72, Rob Mason, right tackle. Gentile rolling left, looking to throw. Now he pulls it down. Got a place to go. First down and more. Plenty out of bounds, just outside the 20.
That was a real heads-up play by Matt Gentile. That was definitely not a designated sprint out run by Matt. He saw that his defenders were tied up, and that shows his experience. Rather than throw the ball away and risk an interception, he tucked it in and picked up the first down. Good job by Matt Gentile, and good job of blocking on the corner.
First down to the 21. Split backfield for Hand. Gentile hands off to Brill, who is stacked up near the line of scrimmage. No gain.
What that was, Kent, was one of the new plays where he had split backs, and that was going to be a toss right, but instead of a toss, Matt Gentile actually comes back and hands the ball off. And it's good for the running back to have the ball deep in the backfield, because it gives an opportunity to tuck the ball under and not worry about the ball, really focus on where the hole is.
2nd and 10 for Hand. Pete McGrath is in the game, split wide left. Sean Lynch split wide right. Scott Hevesy motion to the left. Gentile looking to throw. Got a man wide open over there. That's McGrath, and he should have a touchdown for Hand.
There you go.
Pete McGrath catches the ball on the far sideline, breaks the tackle, and takes it into the end zone to put Hand ahead with 2:07 left in the 3rd quarter.
And Kit, that was a nice job of mixing up the ball on the ground and the air. They didn't use one or the other to move down the field. They used both. So what do you think? We're going to go for a 2-point conversion here, Coach?
Well, the score is now 12-7, and Hand is out in a split backfield with Torres and Burrell and Gentile quarterback, and a slant in to the left side. Complete pass 3-point conversion is good.
Well, that makes
I
up.
think that's Sean Lynch, isn't it?
That was Sean Lynch. That makes up for their missed extra point on their first touchdown. Sean missed the extra point and picked up the conversion.
So the score is now 14-7. Daniel Hand regains the lead. In the third quarter, it was 2:07 left, third quarter.
Well, that may be just what Hand needed to pump up the intensity of the game right now. I think possibly what we'll see also is Hand pumped up on defense, and if they can stuff along and get the ball back again, then they can really open this game up.
Set to kick off. Sean Lynch in kick formation. In for coverage are Mike Richards, and Mark Gumkowski is also in the game. It's a short kick in that we're in and fielded about the 21. Run right up the middle, and the man's got a little ways to go, and across the 35, a good return. Jonathan Laws, good field position. Tackle by Matt Gentile right in the middle of the return.
Well, I think so far in the game, Kent, we've seen maybe the ball put in the air twice and once for an interception. So I don't think we're going to see the ball put in the air too much. I think we're going to see the same thing that we've seen all day long, just tackle to tackle, trapping and lead plays.
Tight formation by Law and run over right tackle. Tackle that time by linebacker Tom Malik, but a gain of 4 or 5 yards, about 6 yards.
That was number 33. He was their workhorse in the first half, and he's able to be able to read the defense pretty well, and he makes some good cuts as soon as he gets in the open field. So they can't let him get in the open field. They got to stack him up before he gets there.
Mike Udacek is playing quite a bit in the second half of this game. And it's a counter play, a run right up the middle, and the man is still going. He's got a first down plus a couple at about the 49. So Jonathan Law is running right at Hand.
And that's what the wing T is good for, with a two tight end offense. They run a lot of counters, they run a lot of traps, they run a buck sweep, and they run right at you.
It's not much of a passing formation, is it? And they haven't thrown the ball much. Again, a tight formation for Jonathan Law, a run-type formation.
And Matt Gentile is in tight again with the linebackers.
So Hand is just trying to stack that up in the middle. Run off the right side. Chris Holden on the tackle.
And you know, they can afford to only have two deep because Jonathan Law doesn't make any bones about it. They're not going to put the ball in the air very often. They're going to run tackle to tackle, and that extra linebacker up front really gives you that added punch that you need.
About a 2-yard gain on that last play across midfield to the 49. We're down to 10 seconds left in the third quarter, so the third quarter is about to run out. He gets it off with about 2 seconds left. Sweep to the left and run across the 45. Tackled by Malik and Holt, which would run out the third quarter with Daniel Hand now in the lead by 1 touchdown, 14-7. So a grinded out type game tonight, Jerry, after we saw a wide open offensive show last week.
And that was no surprise. Your run and shoot offense is always going to be a wide open offense, and the coaching staff of Hand expected to see a grinded out offense. This is what Jonathan Law is noted for. They've got some tough kids, and they get in your face and they try to run the ball right down your throat. And that's what they're trying to do tonight.
So Hand is moving the defense up closer to the line of scrimmage all the time. That could leave them vulnerable deep if they had a good passing attack.
That's a good point. And you know, that's what Law has been doing against Hand. Hand has a very good running attack, and they've been playing an 8-man front against Hand. Basically, Hand's doing the same thing, but they're doing it with linebackers instead of down men.
So the defense has been on the field quite a bit for Hand. Mike Anderson in the middle of the line, Tim Hevesy, Joel Donnelly. As we begin begin the fourth quarter. And off the first man through, play is messed up by 76 was the first man that made contact, Mike Anderson.
And he did a good job of making penetration, and now we're starting to see the hand swarming defense. They're basically out of their 4-4 defense. They're really playing a 4-5 defense with five linebackers behind your front four.
That's going to bring up a fourth down and close to 3. Jonathan Law in punt formation. Hand has not dropped anybody back yet. They don't believe that Law's going to punt. Now they drop a man back, and it's a punt that's not going to go very far, straight up in the air, but a good ball for Jonathan Law. And it will roll dead at about the 11-yard line.
Well, it took a Jonathan Law bounce, but the real key thing is that Hand has the ball again. They're in the fourth quarter, and Hand has outscored its opponents in the fourth quarter more than any other quarter. The fourth quarter is Hand's quarter, and I think it has a lot to do with conditioning and also their focus. They take a lot of pride in what they do, and I think we're going to see Hand try to really open it up right now in this offensive series.
Daniel Hand with the ball back at about the 11-yard line. Handed off this time to the first man. A good gain by Chris Dorez, and that looks like he's gained about 8 yards, perhaps. About an 8-yard gain, 7 or 8-yard gain by Dorez off the right side. Matt Gentile in at quarterback all the way. Chris Dorez at fullback. Greg DeConcilius now at tailback. Split wide left is Sean Lynch. Hand off to the first man, Dorez again. And he is very close to a first down.
Well, they're picking it up here, grinding it out, Kent, and what that's going to do is it's going to open it up for a little sprint out action on the corners.
It was just enough for a first down for Daniel Hand at the 23. Sean Lynch, split wide left. Pitch to the right, Mike Burrell, and he is cut down for no gain. About a yard loss.
That was a toss right, and number 42, who has been making some pretty good plays in the backfield tonight, was able to get some penetration, and he was right in his face right as he caught the ball.
And as we go here, Scott Gumkowski is now back in at tailback, and I believe that's the first time we've seen him in the second half.
I think you're right, Kent.
And
he's got the ball.
And he's got the ball straight forward. Short gain about 3 or 4. Takes it to about the 25. Behind the blocking over there of Rob DeZima. They're down at 9 for Daniel Hand.
Well, they're spreading that defensive out, Kent.
2 men split wide left, 2 men split wide right. Gentile looking to throw.
Wide open.
Man open. Incomplete pass off of the hands of the intended receiver, who is number 80, Pete McGrath.
And that would have been good enough for the first down, and now Hand's going to have to give the ball away with almost 9 minutes left.
That was a real spread formation with 4 receivers out wide. 8:44 left in this ball game, and Hand is going to give it back to Law. Sean Lynch in punt formation. He will hit the ball at about the 15 and gets it out of there, end over end. It'll hit and roll and bounce, and the first man misses him, but he's down at the 48. Mike Burrell was down quickly. He could not make a tackle, but he made the man cut and flip.
Well, it wasn't pretty, but the job got done. And that was a good job of sprinting down the field and making the play.
We're getting down to crunch time here with 8.5 minutes left in this ball game, and Jonathan Law with the ball at about the 48. And with 7 men on the line defensively, and off the left side, and a gain of about 5 or 6 yards.
You're exactly right. Just changed up their defensive alignment, and what they're running with is 7 men on the line with a middle linebacker. Chris Torres is the middle linebacker, giving him the freedom not really to be blocked. With that many up front defensive linemen, there shouldn't be any linemen coming out on him.
Mike Anderson's in on that tackle. 5-yard gain, 2nd and 5. Across midfield to the 47. And off the left side, and not much there. Met by Rob DeZima and Chris Holt. Gain him about a yard, 3rd and 3.
That time, Chris Torres was on the line, and Malik was your middle linebacker.
3rd down and 3. At about the 46. And Hand with most of the defense up close. Quarterback hands off, swinging to the left. And a man comes to the near side, and he's going to be a yard short of a first down. Tim Cunningham in on the tackle.
That actually was Peter Lawler, number 82, who came in and made a great stop. And I believe they're going to be short of the first down, Ken. That was a great job by Lawler.
Lawler was there. Cunningham was in on it, and Udacek also came up. Jonathan Law in punt formation, 4th down. And the punter gets it out. Good kick. Good high kick. Nobody back for Hand. It bounces at about the 15, goes out of bounds at about the 14. So Hand with the ball back. 6:19 left in the ball game. Daniel Hand leading 14-7.
And you know, now time is going to start to be on the Tiger side, because that series going back and forth is running an awful lot of time on the clock. If Hand can get something going, it's very conceivable they can march down the field and take just about all that time off the clock. Kent, we've seen it before. 6 minutes can come off awful fast.
They have to keep it going, though, and they have to hang on to the
right.
ball. Lau will be trying to tackle the ball. Gentile looking to throw to the far side. In and out of the hands of Scott Hevesy. Incomplete. It was a good pass.
Well, Scott was wide open, and I think he was thinking about running down the field, and that's a mistake that's very easy to make. Running upfield before you really tuck that ball under your arm.
2nd down and 10 for Hand at the 14.
Also, that ball's awfully slippery out there, Kent. The field's damp and the air's damp.
Jim Hevesy over the ball at center. Gentile hands off to the tailback, Burrell, who comes up to about the 17.
I think if Burrell was able to keep his feet on dry ground, he could have been able to cut back across the grain for a big gainer. If that ground was just a little less soggy, I think he would have seen some good yardage that time.
And needs about 7 yards on 3rd down to keep their drive going. Split wide to the right is Pete McGrath. Scott Hevesy motion right. Gentile rolling right. And
wide open.
Pass, complete pass to McGrath. He's got the first down. And the ball looks like it's loose.
He dropped it.
Ball is loose. And Jonathan Law recovers.
That ball is very, very slippery, Kent. They're having a lot of trouble holding on to the ball. Their receivers are getting wide open. The Lawman defense is not doing a good job of defending, but that ball is very slippery. That's a big mistake.
So they had the first down until the ball was knocked loose, and Jonathan Law gets the ball back at about the 32. Defense will be tested one more time. Swing to the right, and a little room to run. Number 82 comes up and makes a tackle.
Good job by Peter Lawler. You know, here's where you really dig down and find out what kind of character you have. Having difficulty to move the ball. Jonathan Law gets the ball back deep in your own territory. Here's where you got to really dig down and have some pride and really stick it to him right now and not lay down and let them punch it in for a score.
About a 6-yard gain. Lawler had to come out from the deep secondary to make the tackle. about the 25. And off the backfield, and not much gain there, maybe a yard. The play was run down by Udacek from behind. They're down in 3 for Jonathan Law. Udacek goes out. Here's a big play for Hans, Jerry.
That's right. This could be one of the biggest plays of the game right now.
Ball at about the 24. Jonathan Law across the middle, a first down. Across the 20.
But I'll tell you, if that did make a first down, Law was going to go on fourth down too, Ken.
Holt and
What that was a trap right up the middle.
Chris Holt makes that tackle. Jonathan Law, first down at the 17-yard line. We're down to 3.5 minutes left in this ball game. And Law is one touchdown behind, and a run right up the middle, a good gain, down almost to the 10. And again, Hans secondary has to come up and make the tackle. That's Lawler and Gentile.
And they have to get to about the 7-yard line for first down, Ken, so they can get a first and goal inside the 7.
Second down and about 3. And off over the left side again, and a gain of, it's going to be close to a first down. Tackled by Greg DeConcilius. It's going to be very close. I believe they'll measure. The clock is stopped at 2:55 left in this game with Daniel Hand a 7-point lead. But Jonathan Law is moving the ball, and they're inside the 10. And Law with a first down. Looks like about the 6 or 7. So here the defense will get tested.
Well, here's where Hand needs a real good goal line stand, because this is the game right here, Ken.
First and goal for Jonathan Law at about the 6. And a run over the left side. He's inside the 5, down to the 3 or 4. Tackled by Cunningham and Lawler. Ball put down, it looks like about the 4-yard line. And the clock continues to run. We're down to 2:20 left in this ball game. But of more concern than the clock right now is keeping Law out of the end zone. They are moving the ball. Hand off the
What a
side
great job.
and a great tackle.
Super job. That was Tommy Malik, who made some penetration in the backfield and was able to throw him down for about a 4-yard loss. Great job. It brings up a 3rd down and almost 10.
So both Malik and Chris Dorez are in on the tackle, but Malik made the initial hit. 3rd down, and the ball looks like it's just about the 10-yard line.
Oh, this is getting fun, Ken.
After this series, we'll figure out if it's fun. Man in motion for Law. And run over the left side, and he's met by the whole side of the defensive line for Hand. Greg DeConcilius. And Malik is in on the tackle, met the play. That'll bring up a 4th down.
You know, you talked about Hand's defense being tested on this last series. So far, they're up to the task, and 4th down, about 6 yards to go. Here's the game right here on this next play, Ken.
And the ball is spotted, looks like close to the 7. 4th down for Jonathan Law. And the clock is down to 1 minute, 11 seconds left in the ball game. So you're right, this is basically the ball game on this next play. Jerry, you indicated that this next play really is probably the one that's going to decide this ball game.
Yeah, with 1 minute left, if Hand gets the ball back with the number of timeouts that Law has taken thus far, they may even be out of timeouts. They'll just be able to run out the clock.
So 4th down and goal at about the 7-yard line, and Daniel Hand is digging in on defense. Quarterback keeps running
Fullback.
and
He's not going to get in.
He is going to be stopped short of the goal line. Daniel Hand gets the ball back.
There it is. Good job by Hand's defense. All night long they had some difficulty off tackle, but when they really needed to stop them deep in their own territory, when it was a 1st and goal, Ken, I believe on about what, the 5-yard line?
About that, yeah.
They held them, and there's just a minute left. All they have to do is run out the clock now.
I'm trying to figure out where that ball is spotted. About the 4, it looks like. So Daniel Hand was inside of a minute left in this ball game. The clock is running.
Now, you remember how slippery that ball was, Ken.
And Jonathan Law will be trying to take it away from Hand on every play.
I'm sure all the backs have been told, hold on to the ball. And, you know, a lot can happen with exchanges, too.
That was a timeout by Law, I believe, wasn't it? So Jonathan Law takes a timeout to stop the clock. It was continuing to roll down to 51 seconds, and the entire Hand team has gone over around the coaches. And Coach Philippon is going to tell them, hang on to the ball, right?
You bet. This is it. All they have to do is hold on the ball, don't miscue, and this game is theirs.
So that was a tremendous defensive stand down there, because Jonathan Law had marched the ball all the way down the field at a 1st down at around the 5, and were not able to get it in. I would suspect that Matt Gentile will not even risk a handoff here, do you think?
Well, they only have 5 yards to work with, Kent. 3 or 4 snaps can push him right into the end zone, which is only a safety.
Matt Gentile over center, and he keeps the ball, wedges forward right behind center and right guard. Maybe gains a yard. And there's another timeout by Jonathan Law. That may be their last one.
I think so.
Track?
I haven't kept track, but I know that they've used some timeouts in the 2nd half.
That takes the clock to 45 seconds left in the ball game. Daniel Hand continuing to lead 14-7.
If this is their last timeout, there'll just be 2 more snaps, and that's it. And next week, Kent, will be our 2nd home game against Morgan, which will be at Strong Field Friday night at 7 o'clock. Morgan has been a traditional rival of Hand. They run a wide-open run and shoot. Last year, Hand blew them out in Clinton, but Morgan is not someone you can take lightly, so we should see another fine game next week.
Morgan is always a tough team for them. There was about a yard or so gain on that last play. Matt Gentile over the center, Tim Hevesy, and keeps the ball and goes forward for about a yard, hangs on to it. And I believe the clock is going to continue rolling, and Law apparently is out of timeout. We're down to 30 seconds left.
And this will be the last snap that we'll see, Kent.
And it's a 3rd down play. This should be the last snap of the game. Down to 15 seconds. Matt Gentile keeps the ball, wedges into the line,
and that's ball game.
And that should run out the clock. We're down to 5 seconds and counting.
It wasn't pretty, but a win is a win is a win.